After we learned multiplications in lesson 1.2, we can now learn addition of fractions in lesson 1.3. For addition of fractions, we are going to have two different scenarios. One, when the denominators are equal, because when fractions have the same denominator, we just need to add the numerators while keeping the same denominator. If we have a over c plus b over c, first, we check that the two denominators are equal. They both have c as the denominator. So we just copy that denominator and write it once. The denominator of our fraction is c. And then what happens with the numerator? We have a, so we write a. We have a plus, and then we have a b, so we write a plus b. When we have equal denominators, addition of fractions is very straightforward. We just need to add the numerators. So let's do an example. 3 over 8 plus 2 over 8. The denominators are equal because they both have a denominator of 8. So we just need to copy that denominator and then add the numerators. 3 plus 2. And then 3 plus 2, well, we know 3 plus 2, that's equal to 5. So our fraction is actually equal to 5 over 8. Let's do one more example. This time we have three different fractions, but the three of them have the same denominator of 7. So no matter how many fractions we have, if the denominators are equal, we just need to copy them once and add all of the numerators. So 1 plus 5 plus 4. After that, we just need to add 1 plus 5 plus 4. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 4 is 10. So the fraction is 10 over 7. So when the denominators are equal, we just copy the denominator once and add the numerators. But of course, math is not just equal denominators in fractions. Sometimes we have different denominators, like these examples, 3 over 5 plus 1 over 6. When we have different denominators, technically what we're doing is forcing the fractions to have equal denominators, to have what is called a common denominator. And there are two methods to do that. We're going to learn the two of them in this video. The first method is follow the same steps every single time. Write the first fraction, just copy that and write it as it is, 3 over 5. And then you're going to multiply that first fraction times the second denominator. So the denominator is 6. We're going to multiply that times 6 over 6. Then, well, this is an addition of fractions, so we write an addition sign. Now we take the second fraction, we copy the second fraction, write the second fraction, and multiply it times the first denominator. So we're going to multiply this times 5 over 5. And after that, well, we have here a multiplication of fractions. We learned how to do these multiplications, do horizontally, as we did in lesson 1.2. And after we do multiplication of fractions, we have 18 over 30 plus 5 over 30. What do we get? Equal denominators. So we force them to have equal denominators, meaning we can copy into just one denominator of 30, and then we add the numerator. So we force the equation to have the same denominator. And after that, 18 plus 5 is 23. So our fraction is 23 over 30. Let's do another example. 2 over 3 plus 4 over 7 is always the same procedure. Take the first fraction, copy that first fraction, and multiply times the second denominator, so 7 over 7. We have an addition, so write the plus sign, copy the second fraction, write it as it is, and multiply times the first denominator. After that, one more time, we have a multiplication of fractions. We just do it horizontally as learned in lesson 1.2. And after the multiplication, we get 14 over 21 plus 12 over 21 equal denominator, so we copy that denominator, write it once, and add the numerators, 14 plus 12. Okay, 14 plus 12 is 26, and this is the answer to our addition of fractions. But as mentioned, there is a second method. This one might be a little bit longer, sometimes it's considered, might be a little bit, requires a little bit of extra thinking, but it's actually a more direct method and it works every single time. For this, we can bring back our fractions of a over c and b over d, and we can do our formula for this one. What do we do? First, multiply the denominators together. C times d. Then we go across a times d, and then across again c times b. And if we follow this formula every single time, we're going to be able to do every addition of fractions. Even when we get to more advanced math that we involve letters and variables, this formula is still going to work. But let's put it into practice. 3 over 5 plus 1 over 6. We did this one on the previous part of the video. So let's put it into practice with this formula. First, multiply the denominators together. That's 5 times 6, and that goes on the denominator. Then we go across. 3 times 6. We have a plus sign. This is an addition of fractions, so we write the plus sign. And then 5 times 1, another across, so cross multiplication. And it gives us 5 times 1. Then 3 times 6 is 18. 5 times 1 is 5. We get 18 plus 5 on the top. And then we have 5 times 6 in the denominator, which is 30. The last step, 18 plus 5 is equal to 23. So our fraction is equal to 23 over 30, which is the same that we got in the previous part of the video. So no matter the method, we always get the same answer. For more math lessons like this one, visit our website, mathusermanual.com, or follow us on Instagram at mathusermanual.